Hey, Cheryl here. Thanks for tuning in. You know, it's a beautiful rainy day here in British Columbia, and we are getting ready for fall. And what happens with fall? Well, that is a change in the way we need to be eating. A lot of people think that we should be eating this way year round. And traditionally, our bodies have never been able to use the foods from summer, say in winter, or because we never had a way of storing them. So we had to change and eat seasonal. You know, Lots of people think that that's not the case anymore because we go to the grocery store, and due to the ability to transfer foods from all over the world, which are grown in their season, we are now have access to eat them. And due to refrigeration, we also have access to be able to store away foods for the winter that we never used to be able to store unless we stored them the correct way. And storing them the correct way would have been fermenting them, drying them, leathering them, salting them, putting them in a root cellar. And those would be the foods that would store and be eaten throughout the winter. So foods now going into fall are really going to be changing up the way we eat. And I wanted to share this because I was just reading a post on Facebook, and it was talking about smoothies. And, they were going to add more fruits and more vegetables into their smoothie. And I thought to myself, why do I not do smoothies? Well, smoothies actually are only a food that those that are truly malnourished should be partaking in. And those are the people that maybe have bypassed different bypass surgeries, or maybe they have lost part of their intestines because they're not able to absorb the various nutrients, or maybe they don't have digestive enzymes in their mouth, they've lost all their teeth. Those are the kind of things and reasons why we eat smoothies. Somebody who's very, very sick and we're bringing them back to life, them smoothies. But the rest of us, we should not be eating smoothies on a daily basis. And that is contrary to what everybody says. And I'm talking seasonal eating now. So, I got to throw into this smoothie kind of component. Top reasons why we don't eat smoothies is because smoothies are primarily carbohydrates. And to get the enzymes required for those smoothies, we have to chew. Those carbohydrates. Carbohydrate enzymes start in the mouth. And so if you're drinking your smoothie, you're taking in a whole whack of various carbohydrates that have to be broken down, but you're also taking into account that you've emulsified them really, really well, or you've masticized them, so they're bypassing the ability for us to build the amylase fat, or amylase, which is the enzyme to help utilize the carbohydrates. And then you end up having this go right from your stomach into your small intestines without really needing to be churned up because of the liquid amount within it. It just goes right in there. So it doesn't have the ability to produce sufficient amounts of insulin at that time, because insulin is based on what's going on in the stomach and what we need to do there with the hydrochloric acid and the breakdowns and the amylase and all those wonderful enzymes that stop. So I'm going like, oh, that is why a lot of people could end up with stomach aches after they eat smoothies, and then blame it for something else. Maybe there's supplement that they're taking, or maybe as well people start having a spike and then a low in their blood sugars. So there's a lot of reasons why I don't do smoothies, and especially come fall. So go back to my fall eating. What should we be eating right now? Well, there's an abundance of still hearty, dark green vegetables, and pan frying those up with your eggs in the morning, or poaching them together and making sure that they're just crisply cooked so you get the nutrients, all the nutrients out of them, is a good way to start your day. Some people, depending on their own blood sugars, should maybe wait later in the day to start eating, but you should start eating a protein in the morning. And then we're eating root vegetables. Root vegetables take about 90 to 120 days to grow. Unlike lettuces that take about 6 weeks, so 72 days to grow. So these where they have a longer lifespan, they have a longer time of developing those saccharides or sugars that are going to be more complex, that take longer for our bodies to digest. And then they also store at a longer rate. So these are the things that we notice in nature, that if it takes a little bit of time to grow, it's very, very delicate. We eat a little bit of it, and we only eat it during that season. If it takes a little bit longer to grow, it takes our bodies, the carbohydrates within that plant itself will be bound together greater so that our bodies can utilize them at a time where we're also decreasing in our natural sunlight. So the other seasonal food that is really important to eat right now is called a oleosaccharide. And most people know them as fungi or mushrooms. So foraging for all the natural mushrooms that are growing in the woods right now is a great idea of getting your body nourished. They're nicely dehydrated, so you can add them to stews all winter long. And you notice I said stews and soups and really hearty based foods where you can, eat them. I still stay away from grains come fall. We're more into more proteins, more root vegetables, and more fungi, and the dark green leafy vegetables. And basically, that's how we're supposed to eat, going all the way into winter. And then in the middle of winter, we will discuss, or the beginning of winter, we'll discuss on how we're supposed to start transforming our health to get rid of these heavier foods that take more time for our liver to metabolize and get the nutrients to where they need to go. So thanks for tuning in on fall eating. And remember, roots, fungi, mushrooms, fall leaves for teas, and nourish your body and get it ready for the hibernating time that historically our bodies have been used to being in. Thanks for listening. Have an amazing week.